Hey guys, welcome to my channel. You know, New York City, it's the concrete jungle where dreams are made of, right? But let's be real, finding an apartment here that doesn't feel like a shoebox, that's the real dream. We've all heard the stories, seen the memes, those tiny NYC apartments that are basically walk-in closets with a hot plate. But hey, some people make it work, and they make it work with style. We're going on a tour of 5 unique tiny apartments, meeting the people who call them home and finding out what it really takes to survive and maybe even thrive in a shoebox-sized slice of the Big Apple. Are you ready to get small? Let's do this.
First up, we're heading to Manhattan to meet Sarah. Sarah's got this minimalist studio that is so sleek and modern, it's practically begging to be featured in Architectural Digest. And you know what? It works. Natural light floods through the windows, bouncing off the white walls, and everything just feels serene. But let's talk about the elephant in the room, or rather, the lack of an elephant, or a couch for that matter. Hosting friends can be, shall we say, intimate. Movie night usually means everyone piled onto the floor with pillows and blankets. Dinner parties? Forget about it. Unless you're cool with eating takeout straight from the carton, perched precariously on a stool. I love the simplicity of my space, the ease of cleaning, and the fact that my rent doesn't require me to live off ramen noodles. Plus, she's just a short walk from some of the best restaurants and bars in the city. For me, living small is all about prioritizing experiences over possessions. It's about embracing the city's energy and making the most of every square foot, or lack thereof. And hey, who needs a couch when you can just crash at your friend's place after a night out, right? Advantages: low maintenance and easy to clean, affordable for Manhattan, forces you to live minimally and avoid clutter. Disadvantages: limited space for guests or entertaining, no room for larger furniture or storage, can feel cramped over time. Right. Alright folks, pack your imagination because we're heading to Brooklyn to meet Jake, the king of the Convertible Loft. This guy has got transforming furniture down to a science. We're talking beds that fold into walls, tables that disappear with the flick of a wrist, and chairs that double as, well, you'll just have to wait and see. My loft is a testament to the power of verticality. With soaring ceilings and massive windows, it feels way bigger than it actually is. But don't let the airy vibe fool you. This is a carefully orchestrated dance of functionality and design. Every morning Jake goes through his daily ritual of converting his bedroom into his living room into his office, and his office into, well, you get the picture. I'll be the first to admit that living in a constant state of transformation can be exhausting. There are days when I just want to leave my bed down, even if it means navigating a maze of furniture to get to the bathroom. And let's not even talk about what happens when he forgets to put something away before flipping the switch on his transforming apartment. But for me, the trade-off is worth it. I love the flexibility of my space, the ever-changing scenery, and the fact that I can literally rearrange my apartment on a whim. Plus, I've got a killer view of the Manhattan skyline, which never hurts. So, the next time you're feeling cramped in your apartment, just remember Jake and his convertible loft. It could always be more interesting, right? Advantages: creative use of vertical space. Feels larger due to high ceilings, customizable for different needs, work, sleep, etc. Disadvantages: constantly rearranging furniture is tiring, limited privacy in an open layout, storage can still be an issue. Okay guys, buckle up because things are about to get real personal. We're heading to Queens to meet Lisa and Mike, a couple who've taken the plunge into the world of shared micro-apartments.
Now I'm all for cozy, but this takes things to a whole new level. We're talking a space so small you can practically reach the fridge from the bed.
You might be thinking, how on earth do they make it work? Well, it involves a lot of communication, a healthy dose of compromise, and maybe a few pairs of noise-canceling headphones.
But despite the lack of personal space, Mike and I wouldn't trade our tiny abode for the world. We love the affordability, the prime location just steps from the subway, and the fact that we're saving so much money on rent, we can actually afford to go out and enjoy the city.
Plus, they've learned to get creative with their limited space.
Living in a shared micro-apartment might not be everyone's cup of tea, but for Mike and me, it's a testament to the power of love and maybe a little bit of insanity to conquer all, even the smallest of spaces.
And hey, if they can survive living on top of each other, their relationship can survive anything, am I right? Right. Get ready to be charmed, because we're heading to the West Village to visit Emma's Cozy Nook. Now, I've seen my fair share of small apartments, but this one is in a category all its own.
My apartment is a testament to the fact that you don't need a lot of space to create a space that feels like home. Every inch is filled with something interesting. Bookshelves overflowing with well-worn paperbacks, plants cascading from every available surface, and twinkling fairy lights that cast a warm glow over everything.
But let's be real, cozy is often code for not a lot of storage. Emma has gotten incredibly creative when it comes to maximizing every nook and cranny.
But I wouldn't have it any other way. I love the intimacy of my space, the way the sunlight streams through the windows in the afternoon, and the fact that I'm surrounded by all of my favorite things.
For Emma, living small is all about embracing the quirks and imperfections of her space.
So the next time you're feeling overwhelmed by clutter, just remember me and my cozy nook. Sometimes the smallest spaces can hold the biggest personalities.
Just don't tell her landlord about the oven situation. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're heading up to Harlem to visit Carlos and his rooftop micro studio. Now this is what I call living on the edge, literally. Carlos's apartment is basically a glorified closet with a view that will take your breath away.
We're talking panoramic views of the Manhattan skyline, sunsets that will make you weep, and a rooftop deck that's bigger than the actual living space. Who needs a spacious kitchen when you can grill under the stars with the Empire State Building as your backdrop?
But let's not sugarcoat it. Living in a micro studio is not for the faint of heart. Carlos has sacrificed a lot for that $1 million view, counter space, closet space, and any semblance of personal space when his friends come over to party on the roof.
But I wouldn't trade it for the world. I love the freedom of living in such a small space, the simplicity of it all, and of course, that view.
Carlos's rooftop micro studio is a reminder that sometimes the best things come in small packages.
Just don't forget your keycard. The last thing you want is to be locked out on your own rooftop. Trust me, I've been there.
Alright, maybe not on a rooftop this small, but you get the idea, right? Right. Well, there you have it, folks. 5 unique tiny apartments and the New Yorkers who call them home. It's clear that living small in the Big Apple is not for everyone. It takes a certain kind of person, someone who values experiences over possessions, someone who's willing to get creative with space and maybe a little bit crazy, and someone who's not afraid to sacrifice a little privacy for a prime location. But for those who are up for the challenge, living in a tiny apartment can be an incredibly rewarding experience. It's a chance to simplify your life, embrace the city's energy, and prove to yourself that you can handle anything, even a studio apartment that's smaller than your walk-in closet. So what do you think? Could you handle living in a tiny NYC apartment? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching.